Figuring out how much to charge for your new pet sitting and dog walking services can be one of the most difficult parts of starting a new pet sitting and dog walking business. So let's talk about it. Let's crunch some numbers and go through how to determine exactly how much you should be charging for your pet sitting and dog walking services. For those of you that don't know, I'm Doug the Dog Guy, owner and founder of Bad to the Bone Pet Care. I've been a full-time professional pet sitter for over 7 years, and I've built an award-winning team of pet care professionals servicing Northeast and Central Florida. I do have to preface that nothing that I say in this video is financial or legal advice, but this is how I, as a pet care professional myself, determine my own prices. It works really well for me. I've seen it work for other pet care professionals, so I hope by sharing this knowledge with you, it can help you as well. This is my first time filming with my new backdrop, so let me know what you think of that in the comments below. I'm really excited about it, so I hope that you guys like it more than those old curtains that we were using. There are a lot of factors that go into determining your pricing. Obviously, the most important factor is that you hit the subscribe button, drop a comment down below, and share this video with other pet care professionals. So we're going to start by adding up all of your expenses. It's really important to start there because that's going to give us our break-even point for each of the services that you're going to be offering. So sit down and add up everything that goes into your business. I'm talking your business license, your insurance, your bonding, the gas in your car, the dog walking shoes, poop bags, treats. Are you having to pay for a scheduling software? Literally everything that goes into your business, add it all up. And then once you have that number, let's say, for example, that your expenses for the year come up to $20,000, then we can take that number and divide it by the projected number of visits that you're going to be offering, and that will give you your break-even point. So again, let's go back to this example, $20,000 in expenses. Let's say that you only want to do 5 pet sitting services each weekday, 50 weeks a year. That would be 1,250 pet sitting services for the year, which means that your break-even point is $16. You have $16 worth of expenses for each service that you are offering. So let's say that you want to be making at least $10 in profit each time you go to a client's home. That means you would need to be charging a minimum of $26 for your services. Let's say, just for example, that you do 10 pet sitting services only on the weekdays, 50 weeks a year. That is 2,500 pet sitting services for the duration of the year, which means that when you divide the $20,000 by the 2,500, that your break-even point will be $8 per visit. By knowing what your break-even point is for each of your services, that can allow you to plan your entire business from a point of knowledge and with data instead of making emotional decisions, which is so important for your profitability and success of your new business. So let's take this example a little bit further. Let's say that you know that you want and need to be making at least $50,000 a year. That's take-home money, not gross revenue. And you only want to be working 20 hours a week. How is this going to make sense? So let's assume that each one of your pet sitting services is a duration of 30 minutes. If you only want to work 20 hours a week, and each of your services are 30 minutes each, that means that you're going to have to offer 2,000 pet sitting services for the duration of the year. So to meet your $50,000 in profit, that means you have to have a gross revenue of $70,000. We're going to take that $70,000, divide it by your 2,000 services that you're going to be offering, and you'll get $35. So $35 would be the minimum amount that you can charge to cover all of your expenses, make $50,000 in profit while only working 20 hours a week. How cool is that? We just determined all that by a basic mathematical formulation. We have our prices set from a point of knowledge and data instead of emotions. One key thing to pay attention to here is that your expenses are going to change month by month, year to year, and even service to service. So this is something that you need to be calculating on a regular basis. I would say at least once per year, and you should be raising your prices each time you calculate this. Again, I say at least once per year. Your break-even point for each of these services is likely going to be a lot higher when you're first starting out than when you are established, because you might have to pay a sign-up fee for your scheduling software. You might have had to have bought a new phone with a better camera. You'll have to invest in new dog walking shoes. The big one for me was getting a website built. I spent a couple $1,000s the first year in getting a website built. Know that your prices are going to change, your expenses are going to change, and that you might just have to suck it up and live with a little bit less of a profit margin in the beginning to be able to do what you want with your business in the long run. The other key part of this is that your expenses are going to change depending on which service you're talking about. So you're going to have a different break-even point for each service. So let's say, for example, you know that to get a new daily dog walking client, you're going to have to spend a lot more money and time on marketing than it will take to attract a new overnight pet sitting client. So you want to keep an eye on how much time and money you're spending on marketing and supplies and all of your other expenses for each service. And by doing this and by calculating by the break-even point for each service, this can actually allow you to determine which services you should be offering and when you should be offering each of these services. Now, this is going to get a lot easier the longer that you do it. When you first start out, you don't really have any numbers to work with, so you don't know what your average monthly expenses for each of these services is going to be. So you're going to have to be doing a lot of calculating and recalculating, and just make sure you're super on top of all of your numbers and being extra vigilant about how you take on services and schedule them. But after you've been doing this for a little while, you can kind of start working with your averages, and it just makes it a lot easier. And you know what outliers to look for and to expect for different types of services. So once you've gotten all of this initial stuff out of the way, you've thought about what services you want to offer, you figured out your expenses for these services and what your break-even point is going to be, and how profitable it will be for you to schedule different types of services at different hours. Once you've figured all of that out, next I would recommend that you look at what your competitors are charging. Now, do not base your prices and your services based off of your competitors. And I see so many pet sitters do this. They just get on Google and they say, oh, well, Joe down the street is charging $15 for a dog walk, so I guess I'll charge $14. You know, that is not the way to be going about this. So let's say that you figured out that your break-even point for each service is $8 and you need to be making at least $10 in profit for each service. That means you need to be charging at least $18, but the competitors in your area are charging $25 for the same service. Then that means, okay, you have a little bit of wiggle room to make a lot more profit there. But let's say that you look at your competitors and you see that they're charging $10 for the same service. You would need to be charging at least $18. Maybe you shouldn't offer that service, or you should look at offering that service at a different time, or making some kind of adjustment to the service to make it worth charging so much more than your competitors. Again, don't base your prices off of what your competitors are charging. You should use all of the other math that we talked about first, but it's good to have a comparison point to see if you're even in the ballpark. Another thing that you need to think about here is your own skills and experience. Let's say that you're coming to the table with 10 years of veterinary technician experience. You're going to be able to charge more for your services than someone that has no animal care experience. But the more experience and the more knowledge, the more certifications, the more yada 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 that you have just means the more that you can charge. So again, when you're thinking about your prices, take that into mind, and you also want to take that into mind when you're looking at your competitors. Are your competitors all brand new dog walkers, or are they all highly skilled and trained professionals, or are they somewhere in between? Just figure out what the ball game looks like and where you fit into the field. So next we're going to talk about a part of pricing that I think is highly overlooked. But before I get into that, I am going to ask you just one more time to please connect with me in the comments and share this video with any pet professional that you think it could benefit. So this next part of pricing that I think is highly overlooked is the connotations that go along with the prices. Prices are a lot more than just a number on a spreadsheet. What I mean by this is a higher end service is going to have a higher end price tag. A lower end service is going to have a lower end price tag. A higher end service is going to attract higher end clients. A lower end service is going to attract a lower end client. I can tell you from years of experience, you would much rather be working with a couple high-end clients than 20 low-end clients for a lot of reasons. A lot of people will undercut themselves and charge less than they should just to try to attract more clients. I see so many pet sitters and dog walkers say, oh, I should be charging $20 for this, but I'm doing it for $15 because it will attract more clients. I will get more clients out of offering it at a lower price. But by offering it at a lower price, then the people that are seeing your prices are going to think that it's a lesser quality service, and you're going to be getting lesser quality clients. So you're really just shooting yourself in the foot in the long run. And then when you go to raise your prices to the prices that you think you are worth, those are the exact clients that are going to leave you. The discount chasers are the ones that are not going to stick with you. But if you find that select group of prestigious clients that truly value your services and want to pay you what your services are worth, those are the clients that are going to stick with you for the long run. And if they stick with you for the long run, that means you have to do less marketing, which means a lower break-even point for all of your services. You see the thought process here? You see where I'm going with this? It all fits together. It's a big puzzle. You're putting together a puzzle, and each one of these pieces fits together to paint this big, beautiful picture that is your business. And to wrap up this conversation about pricing, one thing that I will say is that to remember, as a pet sitter and a dog walker, you can do more than just pet sitting and dog walking. The sky is the limit with the pet care industry. As a pet sitter and dog walker, you could, let's say, start a YouTube channel and hope to get monetized to make a little bit of passive income that way. That's what I'm trying to do right now in these videos that you're watching. You could also become an affiliate marketer for a pet product company. You could also set up referral agreements with other pet sitters and other pet care businesses, so you're getting a little bit of kickback from the clients that you can't take yourself. And of course, you can also offer add-on services. So let's say that you charge $20 for a 30-minute dog walk, but for $2 more, you can get a printed 4x6 photo of your dog from that dog walk. Costs 17 cents to get the photo printed. Let's say you buy a little photo printer yourself. You have over $1 worth of profit to add to your bottom line there. My point of saying all of this is just to get you to think a little bit more open-minded about what the possibilities are and how you can make money as a petpreneur. The sky really is the limit with this, and you shouldn't back yourself into a corner. Make your services and make your business fit you and what you want to do and what you are good at, what you desire, and make it all fit with what your clients want, need, and are willing to pay for to paint this beautiful picture, put this puzzle together like I'm saying. I really hope this has been helpful for determining your new prices as a pet sitter and dog walker. If you have any other tips and tricks or things to think about when setting your prices, please feel free to share that knowledge down in the comments below so we can all reap the benefits together. There's plenty of pets to go around for all of us pet sitters and dog walkers, so why not give each other the leg up? I'm Doug the Dog Guy with Bad to the Bone Pet Care, reminding you to stay positive.